Hello, I have Emilio from Germany here. Hi, Emilio.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. In isolation yet, but we are doing good so far.
Yes. Please tell me what are the government rules like? What can you do and what you can't do relating the coronavirus?
Okay, sure. Look, basically, as I know from the news, actually, there are two main areas affected in Germany. Yeah, I live here close to the Stuttgart city area. It's in the state of Baden-Württemberg. As I know, this outbreak started first and stronger, sorry, in Bavaria state. Yeah,
Mhm.
there I think the measurements, what I know from friends and known people, the measurements were stronger and faster as they were reacted here in Baden-Württemberg state. Um, so basically, this started 2 weeks ago. Actually, some actions to be taken. Yeah. This is my second week on home office. Yeah? So the companies that were able to provide home office, the government was requesting or asking the companies to allow, to permit that people who is able to do a home office on their work to be released. Yeah? Some companies took longer, some others took shorter to react on this. For example, the company I work for, we work in the automotive industry here in Germany. Some of our customers are well-known worldwide manufacturers from cars and trucks, and there it took some more days before allowing the people to go to work in home office because of licensing, for example. Yeah,
Mhm.
there were not enough corporate BNP licenses that all people could connect to our servers and do a remote work.
See. Mm-hmm.
So my company took around 2 days delay to release the people to go home. Of course, all the areas that can do remote work, yeah, because for example, production people and so on, they cannot do a remote work. Has to be
Yeah.
presential.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, this took place 2 weeks ago, in the middle of the week. If I check the date, to be a bit more specific for you, at least here in the city where I live, which is called Holzgerlingen, it's around 30 kilometers from Stuttgart city, which is the capital of Baden-Württemberg. So 2 weeks ago, around the 18th or 17th of March, was this request done by the government. Yeah, they said it will be a half or light curfew rule. Uh, so they released earlier that week, 1 week earlier. So on the 13th or 12th of March, they canceled the school. Yeah, so no more people were going to school. They canceled all the public events. No football matches, no basketball matches, no car races or anything which gym, for example, all the activities which are done in public were cancelled officially.
So
And they said
also people can gather as well. That if friends would like to gather, have like a birthday
exactly
party, it's not allowed
because
either.
until then there were actually a sense of safeness here in Germany. Yeah, even though Italy is very close, but there was some sense of safety here, and it was not taken, in my opinion, in my eyes, as strongly or as important as it should have taken. So first they started with that. They prohibited all public events. They canceled schools, universities, everything which is related to studies and public services. For example, the tax office is closed for 2 weeks now. The first time in history, I suppose, because taxes in Germany are so important. But then one thing I saw at the beginning when this started 2 weeks ago, these light curfew rules, people were not really reacting. Yeah? You could see, for example, all the kids which are living here in our neighborhood, they were getting together in the football area or in the playgrounds, basketball courts, and so on. So it didn't make much sense stopping all the other activities when people were still getting together. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were making or organizing some coronavirus parties. Yeah, strange people doing this, and
Mhm.
even indications in the radio and on TV were asking people to stop celebrating, stop gathering together, because this was the main meaning of all these measurements. Yeah. So it took, in my opinion, it took a while, probably between 4 days to 1 week, to people realize that this was a serious event. Yeah, that they should really avoid getting together. And only I saw this only after, like I told you, 1 week later, around 17 or 18 of March, the companies were requested to do this home office thing. In my particular case, it took 2 days to allow us to stay home. So we started our first home office day on the 19th of March, which is actually 1 week later than the school cancellation. And this was because our company took around 2 days to organize all these licenses and VPN and so on and so on. In that time, um, the cases were rising up. Huh? But as I understand, in Germany, they are very well prepared in the health um, system, and they have very well equipment. So this sense of how to say safeness or safety was still there. But in that week, from the 15th to the 25th of March, the police and the government took stronger measurements. Yeah, they really started to announce that it was forbidden to get more than 2 or 3 people which were not on the same family. And now we are in this stage until now. Yeah, we are in a light curfew rules. Yeah? You cannot get together, you cannot go out and get together with people which is not from your same house.
Yeah.
Um, the police were doing some patrolling over the weekends to avoid exactly that the kids were getting together, that the people were meeting on the park. It's allowed to walk your dogs, for example. It's not a problem. You can go at any time, but of course you have to go alone or maximum with one family member which lives together with you in the same roof, so to say. And there started a little bit more serious. I would say that only around 10 days ago, people really realized that this is a serious thing and that they have to avoid social contact. So around 10 days ago, you could see that people really started to avoid this thing. And you can see, for example, on the walks with the dog and so on, you could see that people are getting far away. People are not trying to cross each other, keeping at least 2 meters or 1.5 meter distance, which was instructed by the authorities. On the supermarkets, they were also marking, for example, in the catch where in the catcher area where you need to pay, they have marked in the floor the distance which is required to avoid contact. And the bakeries everywhere else, it's allowed to go anytime. Of course, they have reduced the amount of products. They have reduced in some of them the working hours, but we could say that we are still running a normal type of life here. Besides doing home office, whoever is allowed. My wife, for example, she has a presential job. She cannot do it from home, so she still has to go. But they have reduced the amount of hours. Um, and also, they started this week. Some of the companies started with what they call Kurzarbeit. This is a law in Germany which allows the companies to reduce the amount of working hours per week. So this is also to avoid a little bit more economical damage which companies are having with this paralyzation, but also to reduce the amount of hours people get together for the people which cannot do home office. Yeah. So that's basically, I think I can do sort of a resume of how things have been going lately here. But
And can I ask you, when you go outside, you need to wear a mask?
no, it's not necessary to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
To wear a mask. It's only necessary when you do a work. Yeah, when you have to attend somebody, for example, in the supermarket, in the bakeries, in the offices, health office, or so on. You need to wear, if you are a worker, you need to wear sometimes masks and gloves. Yeah. But for normal people which are customers or so on, it's not necessary. It's not obligation to have a mask. You can wear it if you want. What is not allowed, and this was officially informed by the government and has been officially reinforced by radio, by TV, by social medias, is physical contact. Yeah, you cannot get, like I said, together more than three people outside. You cannot shake hands. You cannot give hugs or kisses, and you have to maintain at least 2 meters or 1.5 meter distance to other people. So
And is there
sorry.
any way how police encourages people to follow these rules? For example, if somebody disobey the rules, is there any fine or anything for that?
Yes, there was a very severe fine set and informed officially. I don't quite recall the value, but I think it was around 25,000 euros for whoever would not obey these rules or keep doing coronavirus fest and so on, or parties and getting together. So yes, the government took these measurements around 2 weeks ago, like I told you. Huh? And people have been sort of reacting to it in around 2 days. They took a couple of days to start really obeying, and you could see people only really started to obey when you could see police patrolling. Yeah?
Yeah, I
So,
can.
for example, here in this area where we live in Germany, it's very safe. It's not very common to see police going around, and the last weeks we have seen police patrolling, and I think this police patrolling has nothing to do with normal safety, but health safety. Yeah, so they are fiscalizing that people is not doing what they are not supposed to do, and I know as a fact that there have been fines applied, and it's official that if you don't follow the rules, you could be fined with a very severe economical fine. So and I don't know if there's any other effect on it, but at least the monetary damage, it's a big one. So people, I suppose, start thinking two times before not following. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much that you accepted my invitation for telling us about the situation in Germany, and let's hope that it will get better soon. Okay,
Okay.
thank
Thank you
you
very
very
much.
much.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I hope this gets better to everybody, huh? Because this is a world crisis at the moment. I think it's affecting everybody. And yeah, stay safe. Whoever can
Thank you.
stay home, and whoever cannot do, stay safe, huh? Or try to avoid as much as possible any source of possibility to get contaminated. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much too.
Bye bye.
Ciao.